I'm Dave Palumbo, founder of Species Nutrition. I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work and are backed by science. From my earliest bodybuilding days, I believed in only putting the best in my body. And that lives on in the Species Nutrition line of products. We use only top-of-the-line formulations dosed for maximum results and the best flavoring systems available. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
When you're asleep, they're just getting started. John Romano, Dave Palumbo, After Hours.
Welcome back to After Hours. As always, I'm Dave Palumbo here with John Romano, looking to get in a little bit of trouble today, as always. You know, that's our shtick, right, John?
Usually. But before we get into trouble, I wanted to start off this show with an Ask Dave question. If you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Is it possible to become addicted to Fiberlines?
You know, I got someone who actually sent me a testimonial. Amanda read it to me today. The guy had like sigmoid colon surgery, and the guy has never had a regular bowel movement, and he tried Metamucil, he's tried everything, and he was miserable. And I think after like a week on Fiberlines, he's completely normal going to the bathroom. People don't understand that psyllium is not all psyllium. You know, when you go to the store and see this, you buy this like psyllium seed. It's like a generic, like, you know, flavorless, and you think, well, this got nothing in it. This has got to be the pure stuff. It's not. It's the cheap stuff. There's different grades of psyllium, and you know, I had to do a lot of research to think. I didn't even know this, John, initially. I used to be one of those sugar-free Metamucil guys too, and it just never did anything for me. And when I did my research on this and talked to a lot of manufacturers, I found out that there's different swell rate psylliums, and we use the highest swell rate, meaning the stuff. That's why when you put it in a glass, it turns to Jello. The stuff.
Right.
You wanted to do that in your colon, you know.
You got like 3 seconds to drink that shit.
You know, but I have a lot of people who put it in the refrigerator and eat it like Jello when they're dieting because they're starving to death, you know. And
I'll try that. I mean, you need like an industrial wire brush to clean the glass after you. But no, I product info aside, I didn't mean to turn this into a commercial.
Yeah,
I want to, as far as the what I'm talking about is the feeling when you have that bowel movement and it's like you're empty. Right. You know, there's like no question about it. There's nothing left. Yeah. You are empty. Yeah. And God, that feeling is so good. You know, I mean, you're like, it's like light on your feet.
If you saw, I don't know if you were following the Hassan Mustafa, who Chris Aceto worked with. He had a really bad case of hemorrhoids that were bleeding and got infected. And you know what that's from, John. It's from straining, you know. And when when you eat, 8 times a day and you're eating low fiber foods because, you're on a diet and stuff like that and your carbs are low, you become really constipated. And, you could really do some serious damage to that lower, part of your intestinal tract, specifically where it exits, and that's why guys get hemorrhoids from straining like that. And, we're so strong from squatting. Our pelvic muscles are so powerful that we can really do some serious damage. So with fiber, when you take a product like Fiberlines, it just slides out of you. You don't have to strain. You don't get hemorrhoids.
And sitting on the toilet for hours freaking is no good for that.
No, I told Jimmy the Bull because he eats hot dogs and there's no fiber in hot dogs, and he had a hemorrhoid problem for a while. And I said, you got to take Fiberlines. I said, you're eating fucking crap. At least it'll move it out of your body quickly.
And if he does, that stack of toilet paper, he's got to last him. It'll last the rest of his life. You're at it. That's like the most efficient means of toilet paper use. Having Fiberlines in your diet because you cut down on wipe time and consumption significantly. It's amazing. But it's just that feeling. I guess that you could say I'm addicted to that feeling because if I don't take it. And like I went camping last weekend, and I didn't take Fiberlines, and I noticed the difference the next day. I felt miserable the whole freaking day.
Yeah, well, you know what it is? I sometimes miss one serving of it, and I only go. I don't get my my 2 movements of the day, and I'm not like upset. I can feel like I don't feel as good. I feel like like something in my stomach, and it's not. I don't feel as, like you said, as empty. And I think so.
Do you take it twice a day?
Yeah. If you take it twice a day, you'll get a much better response from it too. I think.
I just started. Yeah, I just started doing that morning and night. So
I got to send you more. Remind me.
I'm going to need another case.
I don't want you to run out. Guy Sistinino, if you ever need any fiberlize, my manufacturer stops producing it, just call Guy Sistinino. He has like a year's supply in his house.
So he's another addict.
Yeah.
We should probably have Fiberlize Anonymous.
Yeah. It's like a very secret cult club,
I am literally scared of it not being available one day.
Yeah. No,
you better not run out of that shit, but at least while I'm still alive.
It's been I'm trying to get Gregg Valentino's phone can't accept the link for Zoom. I have to email it to him like the old days.
So I wanted to ask you a question. If you noticed that MD is still printing magazines.
Yeah, someone asked. One of my clients was saying, "Oh, I'm so happy. I'm in the magazine. It's pretty cool to see my picture." I'm like, do they actually have magazines anymore? I didn't even know that they even printed any magazines anymore, for that matter.
Is it like paper, or did he go to Zinio? Is he actually still printing and shipping paper?
He is. I think he still has it. He probably obviously has still a couple of people paying him. I don't know why. I think for some reason High Tech likes to take ads out in magazines. I don't know what
Jared uses that as a catalog.
Yeah, maybe it's nostalgic or something like that. I don't know.
He throws a 3 free copy of that in every order.
Is that what it is? Oh, I see.
Yeah, so he thinks he has his social media believing it's his magazine.
It pretty much is, John. He's paying for it.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh, if Blackman lost High Tech, forget about it. He'd have to sell it. It's over, done, in the tank.
I don't know why you'd even want to do the magazine at this point, though, because it's probably just paying the cost of the magazine, unless it's just like an ego thing at this point,
It's only an ego thing. Come on, that's all it. It's all it ever was, is an ego thing.
Speaking of Blackman, people always ask me why we talk about him, and it's not that I'm not like even looking to talk. It just creeps up on us, and it's no pun intended with all the creep words.
Well, to be fair, I mean, it's a historic. I mean, he does occupy a historic element, and
we are keeping him pretty relevant by talking about him. I think it's actually we're doing him a favor, right?
Oh, absolutely, we're doing him a favor. But the reality is that at some points, because of our history with him and the magazine, and it's painful to watch. It's like. It's like you're riding the camel and both its humps are all used up. There's no fluid left in him. He's like dead, and he's trudging through the sand, one hoof at a time. And he should have just gotten out when it was big and good.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Hey, there he is. I was stalling till you got on because I wanted to. I want to show. I don't know if you saw it, Greg, or anyone. I know John hasn't seen it yet, but there's a video YouTube channel they call like My Sugar Daddy Has Something or Another. What is it called, Tyler?
Oh God, My Sugar Daddy is.
I don't even want to give him too much credit, but he always grabs stuff of anything of mine. He likes to put stuff of Dave Palumbo up there. And
who's that?
It seems to be popular. It's a YouTube channel. This guy like re-edits like videos of mine, like training videos and stuff like that I've done in the past, and guest posings and puts them up. He re-edited some video. He took all the Blackman impressions they did with the Blackman puppet. I have. Where's the puppet?
Oh God.
And he put it he spliced it together with the actual Blackman talking himself. Blackman does, John, these like little vlogs for Blackman. I do vlogs where he actually talks about nutritional supplements. Have you seen? You remember the ones we played like about a year ago?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he's got a new one. Is this the CBD one?
The one he recorded in the bathroom.
Yeah. This one's like out, I think, in his backyard or something like that. But so this guy spliced together a bunch of like Blackman doing something, and then he goes to me doing like the Blackman and puppet. So I'm gonna play a little bit, and then we can talk about it because it's pretty. This one's a funny one. So all right, let's go.
This must be his new house because the last one didn't have a view of the sound.
Now, and you've been at his house, so you would know. So
no, right, that's not his. He moved. That's not his house.
All right, let's play this one.
Hey guys, this is Steve Blackman for another AML Health and nutrition report. Today I want to talk about cannabidiol, CBD. It's the talk of the town. A miracle cure? The hottest supplement trend in years, and the FDA hasn't even approved it in food and supplements. Sales growth of CBD is projected to reach $22 billion in 2022. The hype on CBD is way ahead of the science. The latest research shows that CBD could lower dopamine in the brain and may inhibit long-term cognitive function. For more information on CBD and cognitive function, go to advancedmolecularlabs.com and read my new article entitled New Research, Cannabidiol, CBD Lowers Dopamine. Dope Rush Cocktail to the rescue. Until next time, remember, knowledge is power.
Lee, I think we need to give you another contract.
That's awesome.
I have an idea for marketing. I'll tell you what, I'll put you on the cover. How about that?
Hey,
I'll
Steve.
make you a star. I know, I've done it before. Lee,
you're so
imagine
kind.
this. Lee Priest versus Flex Lewis. Woo!
Oh, Steve, you know what, Steve? Can you give me a good contract? Watch this, Steve. Watch this, Steve. I've been practicing just for the contract. Oh, Steve, did you see that?
Did you see Kai's glutes recently, Lee? They're very striated. I don't know if you've noticed them. Victor, I hear, is making a comeback too. Maybe we could put you guys in a photo shoot together. I'll call Per Banal. We'll get Dorian under contract too because he's a legend.
Hey everybody, Steve Blackman.
That's enough. I got enough. I got enough of it. The hottest new trend in supplements.
What?
Talk of the town.
It's always
It's the talk of the town, John.
He's always got a problem. It's like the bathroom was echoing, and it's Generation Iron was the wind was blowing, and he's flopping his hair and had the wind noise. And then now he's got the airplane flying over him. You can't hear what he's saying. And then he's in the hot tub with the hot tub bubbling. You can't hear what the fuck he's saying. And does he ever listen to these after he records them and says like, what the fuck? You can't, that echo, it sounds like I'm in the fucking bathroom. I would have never put that out. Now he's got the airplane. I know it's over the Long Island Sound. It's the airplane towing the fucking sign.
Oh, yeah.
Saying which nightclub is going to
I've been there many times. Hey, let me ask you, is the magazine, is it still there, or is it like, is there still a paper? The book is
apparently there is,
Yeah.
because somebody posted a picture of him, the magazine issue, so that he was in.
Oh, it is? Is it? But is it like spring, winter, summer, fall, or is it every other? You know, I don't know. I don't.
It's like a calendar, Greg. It comes out once a year.
No, really?
Who knows? It's probably like 4 issues a year. He's only doing it because he likes doing it. You know, that's his like little his little thing.
My other question critique is why the fuck is he so angry?
Yeah.
And two, is with the sunglasses. He thinks he's Valentino.
Yeah, he thinks he's Valentino. That's exactly it.
So like
Matrix. He's got the Matrix.
Where does he get that? Where does he get that barking at you like, CBD? It's I don't, the journal. It's bad. You gotta listen to me. CBD and the article that I wrote.
It'll reach
Dopamine.
44 billion by 2022.
What the hell? Where does he get his advertising acumen?
But he's always done that. This is the best thing, the newest thing. But I got to tell you one thing. That fucking guy does not look like. How old is he, John?
No, he doesn't age. He doesn't age.
Huh?
Oh no, he's got youth genetics. I mean,
Oh my God, he's got to be 65 at least.
He was 7 years older than me. So yeah, he's 60. No, he's probably almost
67.
He's got to be
almost
70
years old.
Yeah, he's almost 70 years old. He looks amazing.
Yeah.
You got to give it. I mean, he sitting there. He looked like he was in his 30s.
He'll live to 100. Definitely, he'll live to 100. No doubt.
You know what it is? I heard that from the guys in the office that he was down to eating like one meal a day and everything like that.
That's all he ever ate is one meal a day.
Intermittent fasting. I read an article on it. Intermittent fasting. That's why Jack LaLanne lives so long. I got an intermittent fast.
Hey, you know what's funny?
He would eat lunch. he would eat lunch sometimes, and but he would always eat dinner with a bottle, and he would drink at least one bottle of wine himself.
John,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
resveratrol, yeah, it increases length of longevity.
Hey, you know what's funny? I gotta say, I'm not trying to change subject for a second, but this just made me think of something about a guy who's actually a big fan of this show. He's a huge fan.
We actually
of
have a fan of the show? I didn't know that. That's good.
we have a couple.
Okay.
And most of them are asking me why you're drawing stuff all the time.
Yeah, I stopped drawing. I'm not going to draw. I told people I wouldn't draw anymore.
You should actually fucking sell one of those things. Like this is
I was going to sell the
doing.
Valentino. I was going to send it to you. I was going to frame it and send it to you, actually.
Dude, send it to me. I will frame. But I gotta say something. And Dave and John, I wanted to know what you guys think, because you guys are you're versed on this stuff. This guy, his name is Vinnie Altero. If you're watching, God bless you. I hope you get better. Listen to this, because we were just talking about Blackman. This guy's in his 60s. He hasn't had a slice of pizza, pasta, anything in 25, 26 years. Okay, he fasts for 3 days in a row. Sometimes he eats nothing. No, he hasn't had any meat in about 25, 26 years.
Right.
He actually Dave, he listens to everything you say. He's fanatic with this, and he actually drinks his like he'll make a smoothie, and that's all he will have for a day. And it's he'll put like quinoa and all this other shit in there. He just had a fucking massive heart attack where he actually died on a field.
Really?
I heard. He runs every day, runs wind sprints, runs long distance.
Wow.
If you saw this guy, walks around, he doesn't take any steroids. He was a natural bodybuilder, but he walks around shredded, like not normal. Like bodybuilding.
What happened? He had a blockage?
I'm not sure yet. He's still in the hospital right now. He was dying. Then, he's in intensive care. But what I'm saying is, Dave, this guy, if you would have thought anybody would live to be 100, it would have been this guy. He was so clean living.
Genetics.
You know what I mean?
Genetics. That's why you got to get your diagnostic test, Greg. You got to get that cardiac CT to see if your cardiac vessels are open. So bad genetics will supersede the best diet sometimes.
See, that's what I'm trying to get at. See, these people that watch this, he was a vegan. I mean, full-fledged, 100% vegan.
Yeah.
So there goes the vegan myth. But he watched our shows. When we would talk about shit, sometimes he would tell me, "Nah, you guys, I don't know. I disagree," because I blast vegans all the time.
Yeah.
And but you've never seen anybody eat this clean. He's like the rare white buffalo, and for him to have a heart attack makes you feel mortal. You know what I mean?
We're born on animal source protein, though. Or him not having animal source protein, leucine is the amino acid, right, Dave? That's in animal source protein that he wasn't getting.
Well,
and his body fat was ultra.
We're only
low.
as good as our genetic time clock. When that time clock goes off, you could expire very quickly. He probably might not have lived. He might not have even lived this long if he would have been eating crappy.
Right.
So I don't buy into the whole. This
body fat levels.
One of his children were with him when he was running. He would go do wind sprints and run every day. He'd go to the football field.
Yeah.
He was
I'm going to
coach.
tell you one thing about the wind sprints thing. You know what? I got caught up in this whole, and John, you could probably attest to this. We're so competitive, from the bodybuilding. When I stopped bodybuilding, I lost weight. I got my wife and I, before we had kids, we got into cycling. I went and bought a bicycle, and then of course I had to have the best one. And then I got into this whole, trying to ride fast with all the other guys, because I was an endurance athlete when I was younger. You remember that. I was a runner. So I started cycling with these guys that have been cycling for 30 years. And I was keeping up with them. They were like, "Where did you come from? How long you been doing this?" I said, 4 weeks. They're like, "What?" I just had a knack for it. But you know what was happening? I was throwing weird heart rhythms, and I was seeing it on the cardiac, my monitor you wear when you ride. And that's when I found out I had a cardiac arrhythmia that probably had it my whole life, just never really pushed that hard, and now I'm in my 50s, or at the time I was in my late 40s. And the doctor said something to me that really struck a chord. He's like, "Why are you pedaling? Why are you riding so hard?" I said, "Because I got to get in shape." He's like, "In shape for what? What do you do? Are you doing a triathlon?" I said, "No." I said, but I can do it. He goes, "Well, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should be doing it. You're almost 50 years old." He said, "Why are you cycling like you're Lance Armstrong?" And you know what? I said to myself, he's right. Well, what am I doing here? Why am I pushing myself to this insane degree at this age? there's no benefit to it. As a matter of fact, there might be a detriment to it because I'm pushing my body too hard. It doesn't need to be pushed that hard. And I'm not 25, 30 years old anymore. So I cut back and I try to start enjoying it a little bit more. But the point is, you know, sometimes when you're an extremist and it continues into your old age, you can kill yourself, you know? You push because you can push past the pain barrier, you know?
What about bodybuilding, Dave? That's a great point you just made.
Same thing for bodybuilding. At 60 years old, you probably shouldn't be doing, you know, you shouldn't weigh 280 pounds, you know?
But what if you still train? Like I still train the way I used to train, high volume. I'm going to the gym after this, you know, and I do a balls to the wall. I can't do it any other way.
Right. But but you know what? Who knows? If you had a predisposition for, you know, having a heart arrhythmia, you might give yourself a heart attack and die. I don't know. I don't know how hard you push in the gym. I'm just saying, you know, it's fine, but you know what? If you were on probably 1,000, you know, 10,000 milligrams of gear a day, that probably would kill you. You know, I don't know.
Right, you're not taking drugs, Greg.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing hormone replacement therapy.
Yeah, that's just
Look, the trick is you got to get checked out. If your heart checks out is good, then you can do it. If you have an arrhythmia, you know, or you have a blockage in one of your coronary arteries, doing that kind of training you can have a heart attack in the gym and drop dead. You know, there's no doubt about that. That's why it's good to know your health
was
status.
Giving him CPR. Was giving him CPR on the field. I think he was dead on the field.
Yeah, I believe.
I don't know.
I believe
the two are mutually exclusive. Whether you train or what method of training you're doing, and whether or not you're going to have a heart attack, have little bearing on each other. If you're predisposed to having a heart attack, I mean that's just the way it is.
Well, we're competitive.
Certainly, you can contribute, you know, to factors that are going to increase your odds of having a heart attack. But if you're going to have a heart attack, you're going to have a heart attack, and it doesn't matter if you're bowling, playing ping pong, or bodybuilding. That's just the way it is.
Do you guys remember the runner Jim Fixx? He wrote a book.
He wrote a book.
Yeah, he wrote a book about running, and his heart doctor told him, because he had a heart condition. He said, "Look, if you continue running, okay, you're going to die of a heart attack." And he's like, "You know what? If I stop running, I'm going to die of a heart attack because I got something wrong with my heart." So he continued running. He wrote like 3-4 books about running. Some of the most popular books at the time in the 80s.
I remember it.
And he did wind up dying, I think, while he was running of a heart attack. But he had a bad heart, you know. But it wasn't from the running. Actually, I don't even know if he died. I don't think he was running when he had a heart attack. It was like after he finished running or something like that. But he would have died even earlier because his dad had died at a very young age in his 30s, and he lived into his like 60s. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? We're dealt the hand, you know, and sometimes the parts all don't work as well as we'd like them to work. And as we get older, as you guys know, we break way easier and we don't fix so easily. And so, you know, we all have our little things that are wrong with us, and you got to just be aware of them, and then not be afraid to admit we have limitations as we get older, because if you don't and you try to go beyond that, sometimes you're asking for trouble, you know?
You know, what I notice is that first of all, weights feel heavier, you know, now that I'm older, and I know they're not, they just feel it. And I feel more beat up after my workouts now than I used to. The recovery, you know.
Well, yeah.
I think I'm going to lower it to 4 days a week instead of 5 for training, because I really feel like I need that extra day of rest. You know,
you probably do.
Biden thing, you know,
you do.
Going on.
I guarantee it.
The thing is, we're all in our 60s. Dave, you're only 50 what?
2.
Are you even 50?
I'm 52.
All right, so you're 52.
Oh, he's a puppy.
Kid.
Wait, you're a baby still.
Yeah.
John, your birthday was when?
Next month, I'll be 60.
Oh, I thought it was September.
No, October.
No, October is.
No. Yeah, today's my son's birthday. He's 30. Shit.
Wow.
I'm going to be 63 Christmas Day.
Are you really? You were born on Christmas Day?
And I'm waiting for the hurricane. We got all the hurricane swells right now, so.
Oh, that's right. You're going to surf the 100-foot wave again.
I hit the pipe the other day, the front of my board, the whole front of my nose. This is big pipe, that place where I surf.
Yeah.
I hit that with my board. The whole nose, the front of the nose came off.
You hit a drain pipe?
Yeah, it's a big pipe.
You hit it?
Yeah.
And you're still alive.
Hold on, I'll get the back in
Mr. G is like the quintessential, like, you know, anomaly. You don't do anything he does. If you try to do anything he does, you'll die. That's basically the
no one can take a beating like him.
He does. And he never, you know what, John? He doesn't go to any doctors. The guy, I asked him the last time he went to a doctor.
I like me. I never go either.
Dude, I went to a heart doctor about 4 years ago and stuff, and he said,
Hey, I take care of my health.
When was the last time you went to a real doctor, George? Not a chiropractor.
Doctor?
1979.
Can't even remember.
30 years ago.
I went a year and a half ago.
And he'll live to 120. I guarantee he'll be the guy on
hold
Long
on.
Beach.
It doesn't even matter. I'm doing all the stuff I'm supposed to be doing anyway.
Right.
All right. So what does it matter? What's he going to tell me? That I'm not already doing to take care of my health.
Well, I mean, but you don't know if something's wrong with you, right? I mean, there could be something wrong.
Even if there was something wrong, I'm still gonna do the same stuff.
Well, I mean, what if you? I'm going for a colonoscopy on Friday. All right.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
You'll give. I don't want you or Blackman touching my anal region, but I'm going for a colonoscopy because you're supposed to get one after 50. And you know what? There was people in my family who had cancer, so I want to make sure. I have kids, young kids. I got to check it out. But I put it off. I probably should have had it 2 years ago. Have you guys all had colonoscopies?
I've had 2.
No, I've had none.
Did they find anything in yours, John?
Yes, I had the first one. I had 7 polyps.
Okay, so you see that? You saved yourself potential cancer down the road.
And then 5 years later, I had another one. I had one last year, and there were no polyps. Everything was good.
But you see, you saved yourself. I mean, that could have turned into cancer. So I mean,
yep.
There's nothing.
They were the ones the kind that do turn.
Oh, they do. Oh, really? Okay, so you're lucky. Now, I mean, George hasn't gone to a doctor. Greg hasn't. They're 60 years old. I mean, you guys should get a colonoscopy because you just don't know, And it's such an easy test, and they snip those little once they go in there, you just take the polyps right out. So way better than having to deal with a cancer situation, 5 years from now, So
they put you out now. You're not awake anymore.
Yeah, I'm getting it done at the hospital,
Yeah,
I'm sure we could just bullshit like I'm not even alive.
Oh, there you are. I thought we talked about you being in one place.
Tyler, mute him for a second. In the old days, you used to be awake for the colonoscopy.
I haven't been on a fuck.
And now you're out. You're completely out. So it's like a bad dream.
Jimmy, why are you always screwing up our audio?
John's giving his wisdom.
Jimmy,
you're interrupting for a change.
All right, listen.
Jimmy, you just had a birthday, didn't you?
Jimmy, can you hear me? Jimmy, before we lose you, can you just tell us what's been going on Tell us what's been going on the last 2 weeks, and then we can get rid of you.
What happened last week?
You've been angry.
What'd you say? What happened last week?
You've been angry out of your mind for the last 2 weeks. You haven't been able to get on the show because you're never sitting in one spot.
All right, yeah, because I only got like 15 fucking minutes of it. 10 minutes.
All right, well, tell us what's been going on before we lose you.
So I'm at my friend Big Dog's shop right now because I get my bikes fixed there. I just wanted to show you the fucking place real quick. You know what I mean? Big Dog Automotive. My buddy might take care of all my problems, my bike, my car, all my bullshit. So when I got off the phone the other week, as soon as I hung up the fucking phone, I'm looking at my rearview mirror. I'm on the expressway and I see black fucking rubber flying, smoke coming out of the back of the fucking truck. I'm going, what the fuck is that shit? And all of a sudden, I see my tire blew the fuck off. So I had to fucking pull off Deer Park Road, get off the fucking truck, look at the fucking tires, rip the park piece. I had to call my boss. I tell him, I said, yo, the tire ripped off the fucking truck. I got a load on. What do you want me to do over here? I just go dump it. I said, okay, man, no problem. So I fucking went over to the yard, I dumped it, right? So yesterday, he make another long story short. Yesterday, I go to Brooklyn, I make another load, right? My boss calls me, says, take 604, go out the riverhead to the farm. I'm like, oh shit, all right. I goes, 604, nobody wants to drive that truck. He goes, I know, but I know you'll drive it. I said, yeah, sure, all right. So I was fucking freezing yesterday. I get in the fucking truck. The fucking right window don't fucking go up. It's fucking broken. The air conditioner's stuck on. I can't get the drop axles down. I get on the expressway. I'm fucking cruising down the fucking highway. And all of a sudden, I find the drop axle switch. I hit it. And the drop axle comes down. All of a sudden, I hear this explosion. The airbag blows up. And then all of a sudden, the fucking U-bolt snapped right off the fucking axle. And the fucking tires are going like this in the back. I had to raise up the axle. No fucking drop axle. The fucking thing's ready to fall the fuck off. This is the kind of shit I go through, bro. This is just...
Jimmy, let me ask you a question. It seems as though over the last couple of weeks that every tire on that truck has been changed already. It's either had a blowout, or it's exploded, or it's hit something, or the thing bent. How many tires on the freaking truck already? You got to have a whole new set of tires by now.
He's hard on the equipment.
So I'm not hard on the equipment. The guy's good at talking about John. What the fuck you know, man?
It's like Ed Connor's house, John, right?
You fucking break everything. You got tires rolling in the airport. You're blowing up over here. You got things blowing over there.
Maybe you're driving too hard, Jimmy. Yeah.
Both. You got all this. Every truck you drive is a fucking.
Jimmy, didn't you just?
So anyway, it's coming up November, bro.
Oh, it's
November. No, November 27th.
Oh, okay.
So here's my luck, right? So I get a little fucking floor sanding job, right, Greg?
Right.
Can you stop walking? Can you stop?
Okay.
Can you stop?
Hold on, let me find a spot.
Thank you.
I'm a nervous wreck right now.
I know. I'm getting a headache from seeing the scene.
All right, hold on.
Why? Wait. Why are you
How's that?
wreck?
How's that?
Get that man a hot dog.
Why
is that good?
Wreck?
Get that man a hot dog right now.
Get him a hot dog and a Fiberlife shake. Yeah.
I want to know why he's out.
All right, tell us. Slow down because you're breathing too heavy, and tell us the story.
So I get a little floor job. I figure let me make a little extra money, right? So my good friend, he says my dad needs his floors done. I says okay, no problem. He goes, he's got a little dementia. He's bad. You just got to work with him. I says yeah, no problem. So I go over to the fucking house. I measure up the job. He had a little water damage. The refrigerator leaked. The refrigerator's going to get replaced, they said. Whatever. I look at the damage. I said, yeah, the floor's got to come out, right? I go home and write up the estimate. I get a phone call. He says, yeah, my father's going to use the insurance people. I said, I was just there. What do you mean he's going to use the insurance people? He says, yeah, he's going to go with them. The guy's coming next week to rip the floor up. I says, all right, fuck it, man. I'll walk away, All of a sudden, 2 weeks later, I got another phone call. Yeah, my dad's not going to use the insurance guys. They rip the floors up. They put plywood down. You got to go over there. He's calling me like crazy. I said, all right, John. I fucking go over the house. I see the plywood down. I tell Nick the price. He says, okay, Jimmy, when can I start? I said, I got to get the wood. I can start next week. I said, my guys will be here Tuesday at 7:30 in the morning. Okay, great, right? Now I'm working on the fucking streets. So my guys go there on Tuesday, 7:30. They ring the doorbell. He opens the door. Who the fuck are you? My guy goes, well, we're here with Jimmy. We're supposed to do the floors. I heard the refrigerator was leaking, blah, blah, blah. He goes, no. He goes, you need to get the fuck out of here right now. So my fucking guy, I was going, we got to do the work here, sir. What are you talking about? He goes, no, I want you out of here now. So they fucking leave. They call me. I'm on the job. They call me and says, yeah, the guy just threw off the fucking job. I says, what? What happened? You're supposed to take the refrigerator out of there, right? So I squared everything up with the sister. Go there the next day. They can't move the fucking refrigerator. It's a Sub-Zero. It's fucking 500 fucking pounds, right?
Oh, shit.
So they called me up. They said, what are we going to do with the refrigerator? I said, I don't know. I can't get it out of the house. Put it in the back. Well, we can't get it. Don't go anywhere. It's too big. I said, we'll just do something with the fire. I said, just drag it in the next fucking room. Get it out of the way. Start sanding that fucking floor, right?
Yeah.
So they end up putting it in a little hallway, and they sand the floors down. So I go there, and they're piling it. I went there that afternoon. I see the refrigerator in the hallway. I can't do the hallway because the fucking refrigerator's sitting on a little hallway. I can't sand it. So I had to tell him I got to come back at a later date. So I tell him, I said, listen, I tell the Danny there. I said, do me a favor. Don't walk on these floors. They're going to pile in a half hour. Get whatever you need upstairs because they're going to be piling. Okay. I said, you understand, Nick? Yeah, I understand. Okay, right. I leave, right? The sister calls me back 3 hours later. Guess what? The lady walked across the fucking floor to go upstairs, right? She calls me up. The daughter calls me up. She says, my dad walked across the floor. He's like, Jesus Christ. I says, you're kidding me, right? I says, she goes, what about the refrigerator? You left it in the hallway. I said, your dad said the refrigerator's getting fixed. No, we bought him a new one. Now it's garbage. I said, well, he just told us not to touch it. The guy's coming to fix the fucking. No, he's getting another one. I said, Jesus, can't you people get your shit together over there? So it's unbelievable. Unbelievable what I go through. I just can't have a fucking normal fucking average day. I swear.
So Jimmy, how are they going to move? How are they going to move that refrigerator back without fucking up the floor?
They're not. They're getting another one.
They are getting another one, but they're saying that the repair guy is going to come and fix the fucking refrigerator and where it is. Because I told him I ain't touching that motherfucker anymore.
Right.
It's going to fuck the floor up. Like John said, it's so heavy when we roll it, it's going to leave dig marks in the floor.
Yeah,
unless you put like Luan, you got to put Luan down or some shit, to roll the fucking refrigerator. But you can't get the refrigerator out anyway. It's too big. So I said, I told the daughter, I said, you know what? I'm getting paid. I don't the refrigerator. You guys do what you want, the fucking fridge. Once it's out of there, I'll come back and I'll do the floor.
How did they get the refrigerator in there to begin with?
It's a fucking Sub-Zero, Dave. The fucking thing is.
How did they get it in there? How did they get it into the place?
I have no idea. She told me they took it through the back door. It was impossible. I got the measuring rule. I measured everything. There's no fucking way, unless they took those doors out completely, to get it out of the fucking house. Because it was a sliding door. It wasn't going to fit, through. If I take the one door off like we used to do, it wouldn't even go through that. I don't know how they got it in there. I have no idea. So I'm out of the whole fucking thing. I just want to get my fucking check.
So you haven't got paid yet? You haven't got paid?
No.
Oh, you're not going to get paid. They're not going to pay you. They're not going to pay you. You watch.
Oh,
so I went there last night to the daughter's house. I'm sitting down. I thought I was going to get a paycheck. She said, "You have an invoice?" I said, "No, I don't have an invoice." She goes, "Well, I need an invoice to pay it, and you got to finish that spot." I said, "Yeah, we're going to finish the spot when you get the fucking refrigerator out here." I said, "We'll finish the spot." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, she goes, "Sit down, relax. You look a little hyper." She said, "Right." I said, "Yeah, I'm a little strung out right now." She said, "Sit down, please. Jimmy, see, my father was there." She goes, "Here." She pours me a glass of white wine. I start drinking one. Then I'm drinking.
Sounds like my dad's house.
Then I'm drinking with the old man. He reminded me of Sal. I tell you the truth.
Yeah, it sounds like my dad. Yeah.
He even looks like your dad. I gotta send you a picture. The guy, he's 87 years old. He's out of his fucking mind, but I love him. He wanted me to sit down and watch Wheel of Fortune with him.
It's like my dad.
Wheel of Fortune. I gotta get out of here. You know what I mean? So I drank one glass, two glass, three glass. There goes one bottle. Then she puts another bottle. Then she brings out the prosciutto, the prosciutto, the pepperoni, the salami, the fucking cheese. Now I'm fucking bombed. So that's like fucking. I had to go look at another job. It was like fucking 8:45. She says, "I'm gonna order something from the bars." I says, I don't want to eat. I got to get out of here, Stephanie. I got drank 2 bottles of wine now. No. She says, "Come on, you got to have dinner with us, man." I says, "All right, fucking day. Give me another bottle." I drink another fucking bottle. And she goes to fucking do the bars with the car. She comes back, fucking macaronis, fucking supersado, fucking Caesar salad, bread, time bread. We're eating, we're fucking drinking. I was there till like fucking 10 o'clock at night.
And this is a regular day? This was just like a regular day?
That's a regular day, bro. This is fucking shit that happens to me, man.
No,
I went there to go collect the check.
Hang out. They wanted to hang out with you.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It wasn't a guitar or something there.
6:30 I went there, bro. I left there at 10, bombed out of my fucking mind.
Did you play the piano for them?
If they had a piano, I would have been on it. Believe me, I would have been playing the piano.
Yeah, usually my dad starts singing at that point. My dad would be singing like songs, like Sinatra.
Jimmy, did you hear what Jimmy just said though? He said that she even brought in macaronis. That's what we called.
That's what we called it too.
Pasta. It was macaronis with gravy or whatever.
Right.
Am I right or wrong, Jimmy?
Well, no, it was macaronis if it was like cavatellis or twists or rigatoni or whatever. Or
it was rigatoni. It was rigatoni bolognese, John. Rigatoni bolognese. That's what
but spaghetti was the long one. We always called that spaghetti.
Yeah.
We always called it macaroni.
Yeah, that's spaghetti. Yeah.
If it wasn't spaghetti, it was macaroni. It didn't matter what style it was.
Right.
Yeah.
But nobody called it pasta, and nobody called that shit sauce. It's gravy to us old school.
Yeah, gravy, definitely.
Kids speak fluent Italian. They're like 3, 4, 5 years old. They speak fluent Italian, man. I was super impressed.
Funny? You know what's funny is how stereotypically normal that evening was. You start drinking, then they bring out the food.
Yeah.
Then you eat that food, then they need more food, then they order out.
They bring it out in courses.
You don't want to leave. You don't want to leave after that. Forget about it.
My mother always said, how you can tell when an Italian is coming to dinner? They ring their doorbell with their elbow because their hands are full. Their hands are full.
And they always say we don't have enough food, right? I don't know if we're gonna have enough food. They have like 14 courses they bring out. They don't have enough food.
But that's it. I always just tell my grandmother, why don't you just put it all on the table at one time and let everybody else.
No, they can't.
By the time the fucking, by the time the other shit comes out, you're sitting there going, I'm fucking full. She's still pulling shit out of the goddamn oven. You know what I mean?
And they never sit down. They stand up the whole meal, dishing out more.
My grandmother never sat down, ever.
And then later on,
Stephanie. Yeah, she didn't sit down, Stephanie. She was serving. The kids were at the table. The father, she was up and down, getting more wine, getting the salad.
Jimmy, how old was that woman, Stephanie?
Stephanie's probably about 40. She's about 41.
Wow,
like
and she's serving up Italian meals like that. That's a rarity in today's.
Wait a minute, though. Here's the real question: did she get any Tupperwares and give a shit to take home?
Yeah, that's
Bro,
true.
I was just gonna say that. You know what I had for breakfast this morning? I had a fucking rigatoni bolognese.
Oh boy, that's my boy right there.
I got up this morning. I was like, yeah, maybe I'll make an egg. I said, you know what? Fuck that. I saw the leftovers on the fucking counter.
That's what I'm telling you.
I was leaving. I was in my truck. I forgot to take the leftovers. So when I finally walked out of the house because I was fucking bombed, I'm in my truck. She comes running outside with the fucking the whole fucking tray. You know, she goes, Jimmy, please, you gotta take it home. I said, all right, give it to me. So I put it on the seat. You know, and then when I got up in the morning, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have a fucking scrambled egg, a nice English muffin. You know, then I'm looking at the tray and I go, nah, fuck this shit, man. I'm gonna open this motherfucker up.
You know why they had to give Jimmy? You know why Jimmy had to get all the leftovers, John?
What's that?
You know why they gave Jimmy all the leftovers?
Why?
Because the refrigerator doesn't work.
No, but that's Guinea right there. We always did that. Leftovers. That's why I said to him, did you come home with a Tupperware full of stuff? It's that. And
Always.
The foil tray, Craig. The foil tray I came home with.
Dude, eating it the next morning too is the best.
It tastes better the next day.
I like it cold. Yeah, I like it cold the next day.
And it tastes better.
It's just something about that. The next day, you just like.
Pizza.
Oh man,
dude,
it's
the next
good.
day it sits out all night after you make it, and it's delicious the next day.
All the oil congeals. That's why I think that's what it is.
It's that bacteria, and it tastes even better.
Oh,
it's like a probiotic. It's like probiotics, John. Right? It's fermented.
Right.
Yeah, shit. Those were the days.
Natural enzymes. Yeah, man. Hey, we still do it. I mean, that's part of being Italian. I hate that that's dying out with us. You know,
I'm gonna tell you something about a woman who can cook Italian food. They can cook anything. I'll tell you. And I've said this before. My grandmother, when I was dieting for a show, and they don't understand dieting, but she had to respect it. So I was like, Grandma, I was dieting. I can't have the macaroni. And so she's like, what are you eating? I said, well, I'm eating chicken breast. I'm eating baked potatoes. She made me a meal, John. She didn't use a stitch of oil on it. It was so clean, this meal, but it tasted so good. I'm like, how did you make this? What's it? And I started getting paranoid. I'm like, what's in this, Grandma? I said, it tastes too good. She's like, I just pounded the chicken cutlet for like 6 hours, and and she just, I don't know how she cooked it. There was no oil, nothing. It was the best chicken breast and
Dude, you know what it is? I'll tell you what it was. Tell you what it was.
What?
My grandmother used to do. My grandmother could make a salad with oil and vinegar. And throw salt and
That's
pepper.
what she did to me. It was delicious.
It's her hands. I swear to God. They used to say, we used to say it's the greatest salad dressing I've ever had in my life. It was just oil and vinegar.
She did.
You know what I mean?
She did olive oil and vinegar, and she did salt and pepper, like you said, and that's all she said she put on the chicken. And I'm telling you, it was the best tasting chicken and salad and potato I ever had.
Whatever they touch, they know what they're doing.
Yep.
It's unbelievable.
They know how to season. They know what the amounts are.
Right.
They're using whole
My grandmother's an amazing cook. She had chow mein at the Chinese restaurant one time in her life, and she said to herself, I think I can make this. And I went over to her house one time. She made I had chicken chow mein on the plate.
Right.
And I'm looking, I go, you don't call out for food. You would never do that in a million years. If you can picture an Italian lady call out.
Never happened.
Never fucking happened.
Never happened.
Okay. So I go, where'd you get the Chinese food? She goes, I made it. I go, you made this? It tastes exactly like the Chinese restaurant. Like you couldn't tell the difference.
Wow.
Because they can interpret the taste, the palate.
Right.
So,
I do that shit now with lo mein and fried rice. I wish my girlfriend was up. She'd tell you. I can make it better than the Chinese restaurant.
You know what I used to do when I used to be in my ordering out stage? I used to get the lo mein with no seasoning, without the oil. I get the lo mein with white chicken meat in there, and I would add my own seasoning to it. And I'll tell you, it was 100 times better because it wasn't so heavy, greasy.
Yeah.
But I love the way they mix the vegetables and the noodles are great, coming out of that.
They'd steam it. Remember the place up the street in Seaford?
That's the place I'm talking about. Yeah. They do that for me.
My phone overheated. Sorry. I had it on the fence back there. And the fucking sun, I guess, knocked me out. When your phone overheats, says temperature, it just shuts you.
I was wondering why it was so quiet.
I had to throw it in Tony's freezer box. I just threw the fucking thing in the freezer.
You should have gave us some fucking bolognese.
Yeah, right? Couple of meatballs.
I'm hungry, bro. For Italian food.
I I want to bring one other thing up just for you guys. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Obviously, you remember growing up, you watched The Karate Kid, right? The movie?
Yes.
The original with Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita.
Right.
Have you guys watched on Netflix the new series Cobra Kai?
No, but I know of it.
Cobra Kai takes place 30 years later. It's the same characters. It's the guy who Ralph Macchio fights at the end of The Karate Kid, the first movie. And he's opened up his own, he's down on his luck ever since getting beat up, losing that fight to Ralph Macchio. And Ralph Macchio's a big car dealer, and he's got tons of money. And they have all the same, they brought back a lot of the same characters. It's so good. If you want to feel like you're back in the 80s again, you got to watch this series on Netflix. I can't stop watching it. I watched the whole first season in 3 days. They play the same music, right? You know, the 80s music. It's so well done because it's a spoof, really, but it's not. It's serious at the same time. You guys will love this series. I'm telling you. I promise you, you'll love it.
I've seen
it. Is that a Netflix, Dave?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I seen the coming to
Watch it. Jimmy, I'm telling you, if you like the original Karate Kid, watch this thing. You will be in love with this series. Will Smith did it. He's the guy behind it. It's phenomenal. It's so good. The acting is so. You'll feel so nostalgic watching it, but at the same time, it's actually good. It's well done. It's very well done.
So when I saw it on Netflix, I saw like the coming, you know, how you do the trailer thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And the guy's on the floor. He's sleeping on the floor, and he's dreaming about when Macchio knocked him the fuck out.
Yeah.
And he woke up on the floor. Is that the one?
Yes. That's it. That's exactly it.
I gotta start watching it tonight. I'm gonna check it out.
The kid who played the badass in the other movie who lost to Macchio, he's a great actor. He does a great. He's the best one in the whole series.
Is he still a prick?
No, but it's like life beat him up. He was still driving the same like Camaro. It's like he's still living in the past.
Something like me.
Yeah, he's like you, Jimmy. Basically, life beat the crap out of him. But then he comes back and he restarts Cobra Kai. And so I don't want to tell you anymore, but watch it. It's really good. It's very good.
I'm waiting for Fast Times at Ridgemont High to be remade.
Yeah, exactly.
So that thing I posted on Facebook, right?
I'll tell you why it's so good, because whoever wrote it, the writers are so smart the way they did it. It's mirrored against the old series. It's very similar, only everything's reversed. Like, he's the guy now who's like the loser, and Ralph Macchio is like the guy who's like got tons of money and dealerships, and and he's living like a wealthy person. So it's like the roles are reversed. It's pretty interesting the way he did it.
That's what happens.
Dave, it's always the tough guys that end up broke. I don't know what it is. When I was in school, all the little punks, they're like stockbrokers.
And they got all the hot women now.
Yeah, I'm still on. Yeah, and I was the guy. When I was young, I was the tough guy. I had the women. Now it's like reverse. I got nobody. I'm broke. They fucking got everything.
It's called karma. It's life's balancing effect.
One of life's little jests.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I get up in the morning. Sometimes I'm like, "What the fuck, man? What happened?"
Hey, Jimmy, you got a good life.
You talk about
Dave. You weren't a prick. Those guys were pricks when they were arrogant fucks. You weren't one of those guys.
Nah, I was never a prick. I was never a prick.
You're a guy, as tough as you are, your heart's like 10 times the size. That's what people don't realize.
That's the truth.
Thank you, George.
Yeah. George, but speaking of George,
I was always helpful to people. I really never trash people, unless they,
Except the guys you beat up in the bar when you were drunk, yeah. But you always took them out to breakfast the next morning.
Those guys are bullies.
What about the guy in line at the DMV? You beat him up too.
He was a bully, that guy.
Yeah, well, he was an arrogant bastard, John. He was fucking arrogant, man. Yeah, he was an arrogant.
He deserved it, John. He deserved it.
Sir, I know.
That guy has been bullying people his whole life until he saw Jimmy.
Yeah.
Until he met Jimmy, and then that was over.
He's singing a new song now. John. By the way, John, I got news for you, John.
What? You coming?
I'm coming in November, bro. As soon as the work dries up, I'm getting a U-Haul. My bike is going to the back of the U-Haul, and I'm towing my Jeep, and I'm coming down to your house for a day or two. And I'm going to continue.
Mate, why don't you make it for I'm having my 60th birthday party with.
Is that a deal?
Yeah, why don't you come for my birthday dinner?
There you go.
When is that?
I think my family's coming to that weekend before Thanksgiving.
Wow. I wish maybe I'll have to do it virtually.
I'll come.
Wait, back up a minute. What's the dates that they're coming?
It's the 20. I think it's the 20th. Let me look. It's the weekend before Thanksgiving.
What's your actual birthday, John? November what?
October 29th.
Oh, October 29th.
Yeah.
Jimmy, yours is the 20th of November?
No, 27. So what I'm going to do is probably after my birthday, I'm going to head down there, John.
So it's
wah.
Yeah, he's not coming.
No way.
So it's
You're gonna see. And hey, Dave, and then I'm coming down by you, bro.
I'm
waiting.
waiting.
Be prepared, my man.
Jimmy, November 20th.
You're waiting.
My mother. You can say my mother-in-law's across the street now. Jimmy, we bought another property.
November 20th. So if you're coming in November, you're coming the end of November. You come November 20th.
You can stay at the horse stable we have now.
You can stay at my house.
I'll stay in the horse. Look, I'm very familiar with horse stables, John. David, I'm very familiar with horse stables.
Wait, you're gonna make the guy lay in
I'll give you a room in the house. I'll give you a room in the house.
Listen, I made a lot of things.
I'll get you a new
I made a
bale
lot
of
of things
hay.
happen in horse stables in
You
the
can
past.
crawl up in the horse stable. Yeah, exactly.
I got your own little house right outside.
I am very comfortable in horse stables. I've had experience in horse stables. Believe me, I'm pretty good.
You can sleep in there. It's got a bathroom.
George, where's where we need more cookies? When are we getting more cookies in the mail?
Yeah, what's up with my cookies? I stopped asking.
Oh, look, he's got a whole tray of them there, John.
These are for you right now, Dave.
You don't send them to me.
White chocolate macadamia nut.
That's my favorite. That's all I want. I don't even want any other ones.
I just put the fresh macadamias. I actually put them inside, and I'm going to send you this other thing here.
What?
This is our new thing. This is called a magic square.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
That looks awesome.
Coconut, chocolate chip, and a graham cracker crust.
Wow.
Sweet
Wow.
condensed.
Send them over.
Beautiful.
I'm up for some of those.
Are
George.
those on
Yeah,
MrPottsProtein.net right now, George?
Right, Greg?
Oh man.
No, those
Mounds bars?
Oh
Put
yeah.
them up next
I love
week.
mountains.
Are those the prototypes?
Yeah, I'm going to send you without the as soon as our new labels come. Then
Okay.
What about the peanut butter cups? Where's the white chocolate peanut butter cups?
I was waiting for it to cool down. Now
George,
that
one of my
down-
guys told me he came down to your place and bought cookies. Anthony D'Angelo, see.
Yeah, all of a sudden, a guy knocks on my door.
With him.
He knocked on the door.
How did he find you?
What?
How did he find you?
There's no sign on the door. I have no sign out there.
How did he find you?
The people up front said he's there. So we told him where to go. You know?
Yeah, he just told me about it yesterday. I was talking with him on a.
Because I have a whole this is a whole complex. I got Comcast has a warehouse by us and everything. So
how far are you from Hooper Avenue over there?
5 minutes.
Really?
I'm 5 minutes away. I'm right around that whole area.
Because I'm going there. I'm going down there again. So
why don't you stop on and see Mr. G? Get some cookies.
Yeah, I was over there.
Greg, you know what? If you're going to be there anyway, you could probably get a bunch of cookies. So you'll just take them from him. Like go in there and take your vig. You know.
I feel bad because I don't want to take his stuff.
Well, I don't have any. Every order that comes in, the order is made. That order is made. Like this is like a high. Like if you go to Chef Ramsay, he's not making 20 dishes at once. He's making one dish. So when someone puts an order in, like if they order a dozen, I'm making just that dozen, even though I got 10 other orders. Just that one.
I got you. All right.
Well, that's your problem right there. You're not maximizing your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I make it, if I do it in 10 a batch of 10, it's gonna lose. It's gonna lose some.
It's not as fresh, John.
That's why. Yeah, I mean, I just as we get busier, then I just hire more people. That's all. I mean, I'm set right now.
Or what you know what you might need to do? You might have to have like batch dates. Like in other words, when people are going to order, say, okay, on October 1st, I'm going to be producing this many batches of chocolate chip, peanut butter cup, and white macadamia nut chocolate. Those are the only ones we'll have. Put your orders in now, and then we won't produce another batch for 2 weeks. And then, you know what I mean? This way, everything gets done in groups, you know?
Well, I got people who order so 80% of our orders are reorders.
Oh, wow.
Really?
80%.
That's great.
That's
pretty good. That's pretty good, George.
People will order like today, and then 4 days later they'll order again because they know that by the time they get their second order, they'll be done with their first order. So we got a really good clientele. I mean, I'm growing the way I want to grow. I don't want to have 10,000 orders at once because I want to make sure that the product is what it is. You know, that it's a high-end product, it's fresh, you know, and go that way.
Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. Well, if people want cookies, they can go to MrPottsProtein.net and you can put your orders in for the Jumbo Palumbo, Jumbo Lights, and all the other stuff that Mr. G sells. For now, though, we're out of time. I'm Dave Palumbo for John Romano, Jimmy the Bull, Gregg Valentino, and Mr. G. We'll see you next week.
The Whack Show, baby. It's about being positive. That's right, man. For all you people who put negative stuff on there, I want to tell the people who see that. People who want to accomplish their dreams. Don't worry about negativity.